I'm now going to show you how to paint your nails using the Barry M Instant Nail Effects, because that's the rage at the moment in Runcorn. So I'm going to be using Barry M White, as this is going to be my base coat. I'm going to do 2 coats of this. Then I'm going to be applying the Barry M Pink Nail Effects, because I like pink and whites. Obviously there's loads of colours out there, you'll just use the colours that you like. So before you get started, you want to make sure your nails are nice and clean and dry. I've washed mine and then dried them with a bit of kitchen paper, just to make sure they're really nice and dry and there's nothing on them before I put my polish on. So let's get started. Okay, I'm going to start with 2 coats of the Barry M White. I apologise, that was hard getting the lid off with one hand. Now I don't like too skinny coats, a good whack on. This does actually look like you're wearing Tipp-Ex at first, but once the pink goes on it does transform it, so don't worry. Don't worry that it's not perfect either, because the nail effects do cover any imperfections. Now because this is going to be having 3 coats on, what I like to do is I like to wait for each coat to dry thoroughly, whereas normally I won't, if it's just 2 coats of normal nail polish without the nail effects on. I put 2 coats on while they're still quite damp. So I'm going to let that hand dry. The first coat is now dry, so I'm just applying the second coat. Now it is important that this really does dry properly before you put the Barry M effects on, because if it's not dry properly your instant effect isn't going to work right, as that does actually, when you watch it, it relies on drying to create the crackle effect. Again, painting nails really easy, generally just a few strokes. Again, don't worry if it's not perfect with this, because your crackle's going on top and it'll hide it. I'm going to just wait for this to dry now, and then I'll apply the pink crackle. My 2 coats are completely bone dry now, so I'm now about to apply the Barry M Instant Nail Effects in pink. Now you want to be generous with this. If you're not generous, you're not really going to get the same effect, so you need a really good fat blob. Now just gonna let you watch that, so you're doing its stuff. Yeah. Now we're going to go on to this next finger. Again, a really good big fat blob. Again, you put skinny blob on you, well, you'll see if you do it like that, it won't be the effect that you're hoping for. Just let you watch that crackle. Again, obviously before you do apply any kind of nail polish, you want to give it a good shake. So give the instant effects a good shake. That's them 2. Onto this finger. Again, a really good big blob. Don't worry too much. Now I can see how I've gone a little bit heavy here, can you see? But I can sort that out in a bit, I'll show you. if it doesn't do what I want it to do. But she's crackling up okay. Move on to the next finger. I just gave me Instant Effects a little shake then. Again, good size blob. That one's gone okay actually, so I don't need to do anything to that. You'll just watch this change. Again, you can see how it's drying, so it is important that the nail varnish underneath is completely dry, otherwise it's going to suck the nail varnish up as well, and you don't want that. Yeah, I'm going to move on to my thumbnail. Right, make sure you really load the brush for this, because obviously it's a big nail. We'll watch that change. Now once this is completely dry, you'll find it's very, very powdery. So if you don't put a top coat on, the first time you either put clothing on or touch something, your nails brush against them, it's going to come off. So as soon as this is dry, I'm going to apply a top coat. Let's just have a look at them, how they're doing. There we go. So now I'm just going to wait for them to dry, and once they're dry I'm going to apply a top coat. The Instant Nail Effects is now bone dry, so I'm just going to apply a top coat of Avon Smudge Corrector. Now it isn't really a top coat, but and it's a smudge corrector, and I don't use it as that. I just like the effect that it gives me nails. I haven't found a top coat that I'm really happy with yet, except for this, even though it's not really a top coat. Now again, we are applying the top coat simply because if you don't, it's just going to flake off. And it will have been all that work down the drain for nothing. And that's it. Once they're dry, I'll be ready to go. And that'll stay on for a good 2 weeks until I take it off. I hope you enjoy the crackle effects. I do.